Warning, the following is entirely satirical and should not be taken as truth or fact. Styles Rebel Radio and the Rebel Podcast do not own any copyrighted material that may be included in this broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm paying taxes for them to record over the fucking moon landing.
Suspend the show right now.
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
Yeah,
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore. This show sucks. Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show, live, uncut, and uncensored on WSRR Radio. We're saving the underground music scene. To my right is Shani.
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Hello.
I'm radio's Rebel DJ Style. We're live at 5 every Monday right here. Stream it wherever you are with the Live 365 app or on stylesrebelradio.com. Probably not available in federal prisons.
Hopefully not. It would be cool, though.
But maybe. I mean, they have like iPads and shit now.
We could do like a live show from...
From Folsom?
Yeah, from like Alcatraz.
That's
cool.
what they want. They don't use Alcatraz anymore, do they?
We could
We'll
open
go
it.
there anyway.
We could open it back up.
Who cares?
One, a rally.
Yeah, a rally's
A
there.
rally show.
They could turn Alcatraz into a rallies.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about Dan Schneider again. I didn't have a good segue.
Dan
I could've.
Schneider. Yeah, dude. Welcome back, Dan Schneider.
Yeah,
friend of the show. Dan.
No, not
Oh,
a friend.
no.
No, not a friend of the show. All of us have our shoes on. But Dan Schneider is suing Quiet on the Sets.
Yeah, and I don't know why we didn't see this coming. Because we
Yeah,
talked
no,
about
it makes
it.
a lot of sense.
We talked about it when the Quiet on the Set came out, finally released. Of people have been talking about how Dan Schneider's a weirdo for
Yeah.
years, but there hasn't ever actually been any concrete allegations or a court case with him or anything like that.
And everything in the documentary was a little sus. It was all just talk.
Yes,
Right.
There were the videos that kind of had if you put lewd context in there, made sense. But
No, listen, Dan Schneider's still a creepy fucking dude.
yes.
I'm not pro Dan Schneider by any means. But we talked about it when we talked about Quiet on the Set coming out. I think we did 2 episodes on
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
There were 3 different dudes that got arrested for being pedophiles
Yeah.
during the documentary.
Yeah,
And Dan Schneider certainly seemed buddy with them,
right.
but nothing, like you said, ever came out about Dan Schneider specifically other than being a little fucking weird.
Right.
To the point where even when Drake Bell was on, he didn't go after Dan Schneider.
no, he
Yeah.
said Dan was really nice to him and
Yeah.
Yeah.
made it a decent experience after.
He advocated for
Yeah.
Dan Schneider.
And we talked
Yeah.
about the fact too that if they're gonna do this, it's odd they didn't get Amanda Bynes on. It's odd they didn't get who's the Jeanette McCurdy,
McCurdy,
Yeah.
McCurdy,
Miranda
Cosgrove, Jerry Trainer, who apparently is super good guy but hasn't made any kind of
Yeah.
stance either way on this. And then you get all the reports that came out about the one producer who didn't know it was Drake Bell, who did not
No.
Peck. He was the assistant producer who didn't know that any of the kids that were harmed were from the Nickelodeon shows.
You know the
Mm.
one scene where he goes, "It wasn't any of our kids, was it?"
Mm.
Well, him and a couple of the other ones were never told what they were filming for, what the documentary was supposed to be
wow.
about.
That's
yeah.
interesting. And that is a little sketchy. Yeah, from what I heard, it was there was an episode or 2 that was a hit piece on Dan Schneider, essentially, more or less.
I think pretty much the first 2 of them were just about Dan Schneider, not even so much Nickelodeon.
Which is a little bit if there aren't any allegations against me directly,
Yeah.
it is a little okay, come on.
Okay,
Come on, guys. And the whole apology thing that
Yeah.
he released to...
That's the thing I want to talk, because he turned around. So they're suing, or Dan Schneider's now suing Quiet on the Set.
Yeah.
But he turned around the week after this was released, and in a very bad-looking PR stunt kind
it
of
looked
scripted
really
interview
bad. Yeah.
with one of his former employees,
Yeah.
sat down and he admitted to all the stuff he was actually accused of, harassing the 2 women writers and
Right.
pay
Yeah.
cuts and
Right.
making them share it. He admitted to all of that. The only thing he didn't admit to was knowing about all the pedophilia stuff that was going on,
Which is the big thing.
right? Which again,
Or any of the implied sexual abuse.
Yeah. which again is, I mean, as far as I noticed watching the show, no one ever directly said, "Oh, well, Dan Schneider knew all this was going on," and It's
Right.
implied that he
Yeah.
was an off dude and he might have
Right.
known,
Right.
but no one ever like accused him of doing it.
Right.
So like,
From what I'm reading, the lawyers are basically
it's a defamation lawsuit, right?
They're saying that
I think.
but it's specifically about the docuseries trailer
Mm.
itself.
Interesting. Yeah.
So the
Because
way
it was
that,
just cut in a way that
the-
made him seem like a pedophile.
yeah, and the way that it brought in all the people to basically destroy Dan Schneider's reputation and legacy.
Mm.
I have a couple issues. Number one, I think his interview that he did after his little scripted interview
Yeah, his
kind of
apology.
shoots himself in the foot in terms of like he admitted to all the things that were actually proven. He admitted to all that, so he can't
Yeah.
say that was false.
Right.
Again, everything
Which
else
actually may help him, though.
maybe, but everything else kind of just seemed like speculation that wasn't directly at him to begin with. And like, again, I'm not advocating for Dan Schneider, but I think he's gonna win this fucking lawsuit. Unfortunately,
It just seems like if I had to make like a rough guess speculation, he knew all of this was going on, probably partook in like Amanda Bynes or something
Right.
like that. Like there's probably some weird stuff going
the
on
hot
with
tub
him
was
at,
weird.
at some point. There was probably some things that he did specifically that you could like accuse him of at some point, or someone could. But I would have to go out on a limb and say he kept his hands very clean back then,
right?
and is keeping his hands clean keeping his hands very clean now.
I think if they were to actually get something on Dan, they would need to talk to to Amanda Bynes, to Jeanette
Yeah,
McCurdy,
right,
to
right,
these
right.
people, instead of just going around with Quiet on the Set. Quiet on
Right.
the Set just kind of scratched the surface.
Right.
If I was to put a bet on it, I would more than likely say someone has some kind of information that could take Dan Schneider down.
Probably.
Yes.
That's just my opinion. I don't
Probably.
fucking know.
Yeah.
But it seems more than likely. However, with this, the only thing I don't understand that I think would be working against him in the quote defamation lawsuit
Hmm.
is that, well, number one, he admitted to all the shit that
Yeah.
he was directly accused of.
Right.
And then number two, is it really defaming him? He's retired, isn't he?
Yeah, I think.
Was he actively pursuing a career
It's
still?
not so much like his current fame, it's his legacy and what he's built and
Any
his
money that
name.
he might make going
Residuals,
forward.
yeah, like
I just feel like there's also a strong claim there from the defense then of, no, his reputation's been pretty bad for a while.
Yeah, but then again, I feel like, okay, if you want to put us in a court scenario, then if I'm Dan Schneider's lawyer, I'm going to say, well, there's been no allegations or any, you know, like there.
Right.
Yeah, he's had a bad like PR smear of like people thinking that he's weird, and like it's always kind of just been sus.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all it's ever been.
He-
It's just sus, and no one's ever like put their money where their mouth is and been like, no, Dan Schneider did this.
Yeah.
He actually is suspect. You know, it's just kind of all been like communal speculation.
Right.
at this point, Dan Schneider's lawyer can say, well, you guys are just saying Dan Schneider's an asshole. Dan Schneider's not saying that he's not an asshole.
Tom Hanks is an asshole.
But like he still made great shows. That's what he wants his
Right.
legacy to be. He
Right.
knows he's an asshole, but he made great
Right.
TV.
Right.
Anyone else think in that interview Dan Schneider kind of looked like John Goodman now?
He's
A little bit. He
Yeah.
looks different. He
Yeah.
looks weird.
Um,
He looks like a villain.
he is a villain.
He is a villain.
I'm not
I mean, he
saying
always
anyone
looked
in
like
here
a
isn't a
villain.
villain.
Did you
Yeah.
see the picture of him with Michelle Obama?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you should. It's gross.
I do think it's very unfortunate that like Amanda Bynes or Miranda Cosgrove or Jeanette McCurdy didn't do anything for Quiet on the Set. Obviously, you want to respect their privacy and what they feel comfortable talking about and not comfortable talking about, but they are definitely some of the bigger names that you would want next to Drake Bell.
Right.
And I think especially someone like Amanda Bynes, who, if she hadn't gone through the things that she had gone through in the last like 10 years, you know, she kind of, I feel like went a little crazy
yeah.
within the last couple of years. And I feel like that's not even necessarily her fault. That's just the life that was thrown upon.
She didn't have a childhood.
Right. That was just the life that was thrown upon her. So like, if maybe she had a normal life growing into her adulthood and was like more emotionally prepared for something like Quiet on the
Yeah.
Set to come out, I think we could have maybe gotten some real concrete like this day, this time, when I was filming this,
Yeah.
Dan did that. You know, like I think we could have gotten some testimonials like that.
It seems like the creators of the Quiet on the Set series went into this thinking it was going to be all about Dan Schneider.
Right.
And then the more they looked into like all the actual charges and felonies and stuff that occurred, they found out about the
Brian
Peck and Drake Bell and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Right.
And Drake Bell became their main story,
Right.
and he didn't have anything directly negative to say about Dan Schneider.
So they kind of had to.
So they
brush
didn't
through-
really. Yeah, it seems like that's when they're getting people that aren't knowing what they're saying about the show.
Right.
They're not getting the full information because I
Right.
feel like at that point I think they put all their chips on the Drake Bell aspect
Mhm.
of it,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean is the real story anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like going into it, they wanted to talk more about Dan Schneider, and because they had invested so much of the story to the Drake Bell side,
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't then go out and say, "Oh, well, this is actually about how bad Dan Schneider was, and we want to talk to Jeanette McCurdy and Amanda Bynes and
Right.
get them on." I feel like it was more hush hush of who can we get that genuinely just didn't like their time at Nickelodeon.
Right.
That's how it seems to me, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. It could have been so much more
Yeah.
legitimate issues as opposed to like former employees complaining about
Yeah.
their job. Yeah.
And again, that goes to what we talked about initially too, of like it's odd that these people weren't a part of it, or when
Yeah.
it got picked up for another episode, didn't reach out, because
Right.
that makes it seem like something sus on their side too.
Right. Right. Yeah, because then it makes that special 7th episode, that secret episode, look like they were just cashing in on the hype.
Right.
You know? And really that's probably what they were doing.
You watched the last one, right? I didn't
Yeah.
watch it.
They brought in like 2 extra actors that we didn't get to see in the original like docuseries.
Mhm.
And they were just behind the scenes extras.
Yeah.
And when they showed videos of these people, it was the guy actually had to point out where he was. So
wow.
it was like,
Yeah, right. Not as big of a bombshell as like
Right.
Amanda Bynes
yeah,
or something like that.
like if
Gotcha.
they would have reached out to Amanda Bynes,
Well,
that's
I
why
remember.
you guys didn't even watch the last one, because you didn't
Yeah.
hear about it.
Yeah, I remember she commented on it saying like she actively didn't want to partake.
Amanda
in it.
Bynes?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. When it all was getting a lot of media coverage.
Was that the same week? And I could be mixing up dates now. Was that the same week that they were saying Amanda Bynes had a burner Twitter account and she was going? I forget who
That
the other
was a
celebrity
long time
was. That
ago.
was.
So it was basically the same week, but
It was just kind of getting drudged up.
it was being brought back up
Okay.
because of the hullabaloo.
That's
that
kind of what I figured.
Quiet on Set brought up.
Gotcha. So,
Um,
but to the documentary release, she hasn't said anything one way or other than I didn't want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
Cool. Again,
yeah,
it's,
super. And it's tough because like she went through a lot of shit,
Right.
and like if she just isn't emotionally prepared to talk about it or whatever, then that's her truth.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's her truth. That's what she wants to do.
The problem is, I think the Quiet on the Set people, they definitely did more good than bad. They just went about it in a bad way.
Ooh, yeah.
It's
yeah.
like a vigilante hit job.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Like they definitely had good intentions and good things came out of it, but they were very shady in how they got the information. It seems.
And unfortunately, Dan's gonna get a payout from that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're just paying Dan now.
Right.
That's what sucks.
Yeah.
And rather than going the 7th episode of getting extras and having all the fucking cast return and do a feel good send off, the real story I want to see is who the fuck they can talk to at Disney Channel about hiring the pedophile to work on Zack and Cody. I want more on that story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really waiting for the Quiet on
And the
Set for
Henderson-
Disney
or-
to
Yeah,
come out. Like
yeah.
I want a Disney Quiet on Set to come out because I bet that, and I
Can't.
want it to be like thorough and
It'll
you know-
never come
Well-
out because Disney's got good lawyers.
Yeah, no, that's you're
lot
probably
of-
right.
A lot of old Disney actors have actually made little like alludes to Quiet on Set,
Mhm.
just talking about their DNRs on TikTok.
Oh, really?
They're like, "Oh, just can't wait for my DNR to come out."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
DNR?
or not
NDA?
NDA.
What
Yeah,
DNR is.
do not resuscitate.
Oh, that too.
My dumbass. I watch too much Grey's Anatomy.
Walt Disney did not have one of those, by the way. He is waiting to be resuscitated.
Yeah, no, he's still frozen, still cryo. They're gonna bring him out for the
Yeah, so he can dispute Quiet on the
Yeah,
Set,
yeah.
Disney edition.
yeah.
216-859-8699. Let me know what you think about Quiet on the Set.
Wind down your night or start your morning off with Lo-Fi Wake Up on WSRR Radio. Weekdays from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Everybody, this is the Pidge, and I'm here to tell you that I hate everything that you send me, but I love it at the same time because holy shit. That's all I gotta say to that. If you guys don't know me, I'm the Pidge, and I'm one of the members of the Styles Rebel Radio page. You probably won't hear me as much on the Rebel podcast because I'm away in Arizona, but every month I come out with the show. Submit your stuff into the Styles Rebel Radio Discord page under the Pigeonhole section, and it will be featured on the next show. Unless there's racial slurs. See ya.
The Artificial Intelligence Podcast is the only show written, voiced, and scored entirely by AI. All episodes are available now on stylesrebelradio.com.
Your dad didn't leave for cigarettes. He's out in the car, listening to the Rebel Radio Show.
From one conspiracy, I guess, to another.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Boeing again. We're just retouching. We're rehashing now.
We're rehashing these Browns.
We're out of ideas.
Yeah.
This is a bottle episode.
Yeah.
We're hitting best ofs today.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing a victory lap. Second whistleblower linked to Boeing dies. So, what the fuck, Boeing? What are you doing? Killing people?
Also, side note, another door came off at some point, like the past month. So that's still happening. So
Boeing has lost like $355 million.
I think it's more than that now.
Probably.
I think it's closer
so crazy.
to 4. Yeah. So the initial whistleblower came out about the quality issues after 2 doors had flown off, and then like the air pressure fucking destabilized landing or something like that. There were a bunch of Boeing issues that came out in the span of 2 weeks, and there was a whistleblower who was like, "No, yeah, I know, and they know. We've told them about this many times.
Right.
Safety concerns have been raised many times. There was extra metal in their engines, and there was electrical failures, and they don't care."
Yeah.
And then that guy was found shot.
John Barnett,
who was retired. He wasn't even working there anymore. But he was in charge of what do you call it? Making sure the planes were okay.
Quality assurance.
Quality assurance.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just like Shane is here.
Yeah.
He makes sure our planes are okay.
Yeah, make sure the planes fly right.
The WSRR airliners.
Yeah. Never flying left.
They're all helicopters.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was the head of quality assurance, and he wasn't working there anymore. And then they came out with the story, and they found him dead 3 days later, in or outside of. I can't figure out which it is because I've read stories where he was in his truck outside of his hotel room. I've read stories where he was in his hotel room. But it was ruled a self-inflicted gunshot wound, even though the exit was in the front of his head, right? Isn't that right? So that was the first Boeing whistleblower, got Clintoned by Boeing. Our stream's going to go down now. And now, this week, a second one?
Yes, Joshua Dean, former quality auditor.
And he was still actively working there?
Former.
Okay.
No. Spirit Aerosystems is where he worked. He... well, that's the
yeah. Did he?
Spirit Aerosystems. He assembled the fuselage. There you go. The fuselage section for Boeing. Apparently, he died on Tuesday from a fast-growing mysterious infection.
Interesting.
Very. Mysterious infection.
And he was okay. The things I've read, you gotta watch out for.
Yeah, they're always bad.
You gotta watch out for
mysterious. You never know what they're gonna be like.
Infections.
And also the CEO of Boeing stepped down. In March.
John Boeing?
No, Dave Colhoun.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say David Grohl for a second. I got worried. No, he had this illness apparently. and he had no symptoms leading up to it. Wasn't in the hospital leading up to it. I've seen it's a fast-growing illness or something it's categorized as, right?
Yeah.
It's never been like specified in these headlines. I researched it and it led to pneumonia. But what actually started it is highly debated. I've seen 3 different. I saw influenza. I saw it was a staph
MRSA.
infection. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different things they're saying led to this pneumonia. And no one seems to know what actually caused it. And so he was in the hospital overnight, at least a night, where they said that he had fluid in his lungs and his lungs had turned white, and the doctors couldn't figure out where it came from. And I understand walking pneumonia is a thing. Like, you can have it and just feel like down and out, essentially, right? And it progressively gets worse if you don't do anything about it. I don't think pneumonia just happens overnight like that, though.
Yeah, I feel it sounds
With no symptoms.
Sounds to me like he got Boeing poisoned-tinitis.
I mean, he was 45.
That is going around.
Worked really hard for that one.
That is going around. It's almost like he had ketchup on his feet,
Yeah,
you know?
old ketchup feet.
And he was only 45. Like, he wasn't super old.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
wouldn't consider that old, but all right.
Well, I'm just saying, like, he wasn't old.
Yeah.
Like, he should have had a decent immune system.
There's
even if it was pneumonia, he should have been able to.
and there's accounts that he was apparently in really good health too. Like, they make that a point that the dude was like actually healthy. So his lawyer is still on this, right? The case isn't dropped.
So both of these men had attorneys, and so now their attorneys went on record and said that they hope that their deaths don't scare away at least 10 more whistleblowers who want the company to clean up their act.
So that's the thing. When this guy came out with this information, there were 2 other whistleblowers, because apparently there was a total of 4 whistleblowers at the time.
Yeah.
And the 2 of them that we knew of are now dead. I suppose the other 2 are anonymous, because I don't know who the hell they are.
I'd hope.
Each time a whistleblower has died, it's been directly after they went on
Public record
in the court.
Interesting.
So this guy died like 3 days after.
Yeah, and it's always really close. It's close proximity. The first guy died exactly 3 days, I'm pretty sure.
It was a couple of days after as well.
That's
But now apparently there's 10 other whistleblowers.
If they decide
Boeing
to take
might
the
have
stand,
Yeah, Boeing's got their work cut out for them.
target practice.
Yeah.
I think Boeing's got Agent 47 working for him or
Send
something.
out the League of Assassins to go kill these whistleblowers.
It may scare the other whistleblowers, because right now we don't know who they are.
I would be scared.
I would totally be an anonymous whistleblower.
Yeah.
Why would you ever put your name to that?
Are you going to be put into protective custody for?
They should.
As soon as you're done taking the stand?
That should have been something that they were doing after the first guy died.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take 2 people to get suicided.
To get Boeing.
To get Boeinged.
Yeah.
The Clintons fly on a Boeing? Do we know this?
Oh, hopefully not.
Is there a connection I can make here?
Damn, and both people who got Boeing had to their jobs both had to do with like quality.
Yeah.
Quality assurance
And they were both
quality
going
auditor.
against the quality of Boeing.
Yeah.
Do you think there's been a steep increase in people leaving Boeing?
Probably
Like just general workers and shit?
Probably just people being like, I don't feel like I should work here anymore.
This doesn't feel like a safe work environment to me, guys.
Yeah. I'm finding out former employees are getting killed, getting murdered.
And
I'm out.
So they're not even clearly their quality control isn't there, because doors still flying off.
Right.
Clearly they're not even hiding the fact they're Boeing these guys, as you like to say.
Yeah.
But they're not improving anything. Their stock is still way down, and you were telling me they shipped a fucking windshield to someone.
Yeah, I had read that Boeing had shipped a like front windshield to just some random person on accident. So
that person's gonna get Boeing next.
Yeah, hopefully
they're not gonna return the windshield, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh, they slipped in their garden today. They had a freak water sliding accident."
Yeah, why is Boeing an airplane company like mafia killing?
Yeah,
people?
what is?
I don't understand it.
Why?
I want to know who has stock in Boeing.
Why the intensity? Why not just pay them off to like be
Right.
quiet? Why not just pay them hush money or something?
Why not just improve the quality?
Yeah, that seems like the best option of the 3 that we've gone through.
Just take the L, say, yeah, sorry, we've been kind of shit, do better.
Yeah.
You don't gotta kill the whistleblowers.
Yeah, pretty wild that they are just jumping immediately to murder.
I don't know any of these people. I looked up Boeing's top. Oh, wait, hang on.
Because it's definitely Boeing. Like, it's not Boeing that is killing these whistleblowers. It's
It
not.
has to be.
It's not pneumonia or like it's
Boeing does control pneumonia.
Yeah, Boeing is killing these people, and we're just like, oh man, that's pretty crazy.
All right, I've got some information about who's behind Boeing.
Mhm.
The two top incorporations that are top shareholders of Boeing
Mhm.
are the Vanguard Group and BlackRock.
Oh,
Damn.
There you
Okay,
go.
that makes a lot of sense.
There you go.
Wow, fucking A.
Well, they are tied to billionaires.
Yeah,
Who
they're tied
are-
to the people who want to own every aspect of the country.
Yeah, who are evil.
And have been known to do evil things.
So that makes a lot of sense. I understand the killing now,
Why isn't that talked about more?
because we can't do anything about it.
No, but I feel like that should at least be public knowledge, right?
I mean,
Like,
it
we all
is-
know these guys are dying.
It is public knowledge.
guess,
it's just
yeah.
that like
Just
nobody
to put
can,
it on
you know.
record, all three of us are in really good health and do not want to kill
Yeah.
ourselves.
I'm in okay health. I wouldn't say
Okay.
really.
My health is
health.
good, and I don't want to kill myself. So if you find me dead, Boeing killed me. I got hit by a plane.
You're calling it now?
Yeah, I bet a Boeing plane hits me.
Just out of the sky.
Jumping too high on the trampoline.
Oh, dude.
The Boeing pilot lost his windshield. He said, "Get out of the way, Shane."
The windshield came down and crushed
yeah,
you.
Yeah,
That's why they needed the other one. They shipped it to your house because they're like, we got to get this windshield from
Yeah.
this house.
yeah,
And they messed it up and just shipped the new one there.
yeah.
Now you got two Boeing windshields at your house.
And I'm dead.
And you're dead. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not even really here.
yeah.
This is all AI. More on that later. Shane's been fake for a long time,
yeah,
guys.
I've been AI for quite some time.
We
you
really
guys.
fooled you.
Yeah,
You thought we were all against AI this whole time? We've been using it the entire time.
for me, I've been fornicating with the AI. I've created an AI child.
You've been doing what? No.
Yeah, you heard me. AI babies. It's like Muppet babies, or like Looney Tunes.
I don't think it is.
babies.
I just don't think it is. I don't think those are the same things.
Like when they did a baby version
Yeah,
of
no,
the Looney
yep,
Tunes
mhm,
show, and there
yeah,
was Granny.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like
Which is
that.
the best version of the Looney Tunes, by the way.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that, pretty much, but with AI and me. I'm gonna be the Granny.
Shane, do you happen to be named Justin and formerly worked in the clergy?
No.
Are you
Couldn't
sure?
be me.
Did they wipe that part of your memory?
My name is John Boeing.
Oh shit. We
Yeah.
got him, guys.
Yeah,
We got John Boeing.
yeah.
No, now that we've mentioned BlackRock, though, there's gonna be some shady shit that happens, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got a little scared.
yeah.
Yeah, it happens. We haven't done an episode on BlackRock, have we?
No, wait till October.
Yeah, I was gonna say in October we'll get shut down again.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get 268 countries or something like that we were banning when we talked about the Pandora Papers.
Yeah.
Oops, I said it. 216-859-8699. See if the line still works.
Hey everyone, Shaney here, the host of that show. Off air. Check me out 3 p.m. weekdays on WSRR, Styles Rebel Radio.
Hey, Style here to remind you that StylesRebelRadio.com is a group of free content creators, and because of that, you may have noticed that we don't do a lot of ad spots between our breaks, and that's intentional. We're not here to shill out to off-brand cereal or promote crappy mobile games. We strive to give you quality, professional content without the repetitive marketing. That being said, if you like what we do and want to support the shows, you can always click the link in the Spotify description to help support us for as little as 99 cents a month. Now back to the broadcast.
Whoever is the owner of the gray sedan, you left the Rebel Radio Show playing.
Is it May?
May.
Is it May?
May.
Is it May? May.
May.
What's that from?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Grown-ups.
Mary's, yeah, yeah.
It's May, right?
Yes.
That's basically October. Let's continue talking about conspiracies.
Yeah.
So, okay, I gotta pull up my phone for this because last night May 5th.
May the 5th.
Can you verify yesterday was May the 5th?
Yesterday was May the 5th. Today's May the 6th.
Jules, can you verify that yesterday was May the 5th?
Cinco de Mayo.
Okay. I had pulled up a story on Newsbreak that was, I'll read it word for word, by Alex Stones is the author.
Yeah.
Another interesting leak. A second NASA scientist tells the U.S. that somebody else is on the moon. So I'm like, oh, that's a fun story. I'll screenshot that. So I screenshot the article here. You can see the article here.
Yes.
YouTube, you can see the article. And I'm like, cool, I'll pull that up today. So I come into the studio today to pull it up. And the only thing that pulls up is on Pinterest. And I'm like, that's weird. And first of all, I don't use Pinterest. I don't understand Pinterest.
Yeah.
I don't understand how any of that works.
Yeah.
If you use Pinterest, what is the secret world you've created? And why can't I come in? Second of all, I'm like, okay, well, I'll find a different article. Couldn't do it. Nothing else was anywhere near the timeline of 2024. So I'm like, all right, I'll go to Pinterest. And Pinterest is just a linked article to Newsbreak. So I'm like, oh, cool, that works out perfect. That's the article exactly I'm looking for. And I click on it, and I get this screen that's just, we can't find that page from Newsbreak. And I went, that's interesting. So why can't we find the page, or why is the page about somebody else on the moon been deleted?
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, the title is a second NASA scientist. A second NASA scientist tells us that we weren't alone on the moon. All of the subsequent articles from what I looked up for this are about the first scientist who says we weren't alone on the moon from 2008. I can find all those.
Yes.
I can't find this. We're going to jump around a little bit, but another story I was going to bring in today, also from Newsbreak, not sponsored by Newsbreak, but we'd like to be. Former MI5 agent confesses on his deathbed, I killed Princess Diana because she knew the secrets about the royal family. That's an interesting story. I'll take a screenshot of that. Same thing. I come in today, I type it in. Only thing I can find are two articles that have that quote and say, this is fake news. This is a false report. Can't find the original article. Can't find any other story about it. Even in the articles that say this is a fake report, they don't list Newsbreak as the source that reported it. They have some kind of other weird third-party site, and they have no link to the article. They have no link back to it. You can't find the original article anymore. So it seems like that's been scrubbed too.
Yeah.
I want to know what's happening. That I can't find these articles.
What's going on here?
This really seems like a cover-up.
What's going on here? Who's covering up these moon? Is Princess Diana landing on the moon?
That's what it is.
Is Princess Diana living on the moon?
These probably go hand in hand.
These both go. They seem to go seemingly too well together.
No, hear me out. Someone in the royal family was just missing, right?
Sure.
Wasn't that a story you guys wanted to talk about at one point?
No, technically.
They thought someone was missing.
Yeah, but
she
has cancer.
Shut up. They thought someone was missing. Don't ruin my theory. They thought someone was missing for months, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the fucking 20s or whatever, was it Charles just abducted 8 children and they went missing and no one knows what the fuck happened to these 8 children that Charles took on a picnic for some reason? What if they got a base on the moon?
Oh, I see.
And we're not alone because the Brits have already been there.
Yes. I think Princess Diana is living on the moon.
Probably.
That is the only logical conclusion.
And they had to kill her because she wanted to go back.
Yeah, they had to quote unquote kill her. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're putting 2 and 2 together.
She's secretly the queen of the moon.
The queen of the moon.
I wonder was it Scopes that's fact checking this?
Snopes.
That's what it's called.
How do you Snoops?
No, it's
Maybe.
Snopes. I think.
Snopes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Snopes because there's an E. So why is it 5? Or why is it false? Scroll back down.
Why is it false?
Yeah, why is it 5? A retired MI5 agent confessed on their deathbed that he has assassinated Princess Diana. False. It doesn't tell you why.
So on 19th June 2017, the Your Newswire website published the implausible claim that a former MI5 agent named John Hopkins had confessed to assassinating Princess Diana on his deathbed in 1997. The 80-year-old British man claims he was involved in the MI5 assassination between June 1973 and December 1999. During the period of time, he says, quote, the MI5 operated with less external oversight. Hopkins said he was part of a cell of 7 operatives who were trusted to carry out political assassinations across the UK. Most victims were politicians, activists, journalists, and union leaders. Mr. Hopkins says Princess Diana is unique among his victims, as she is the only female he ever assassinated, as well as the only one royal. She is also the only victim that the royal family themselves ordered to be taken out. He claims to feel, quote, ambivalent. All right, you fucking Brit. About Princess Diana's death. On the one hand, Diana was, quote, a beautiful, kind-hearted woman who did not deserve to have her life cut short, but according to Mr. Hopkins, she was also placing the British crown at risk. There's no truth to this story, which originated from Your Newswire, a fake news site. As is often the case with fake news, the article lacked critical details, such as when and where the confession occurred or how the purported assassination took place, and no other credible news outlet or even tabloid reported the story.
But Newsbreak did.
Moreover, the image accompanying the story originated from 2010 news report about a veteran's hospital care in Australia, not a 2017, quote, deathbed confession in the United Kingdom. The MI5 agent deathbed confession story was not the first of its type to be proffered by Your Newswire, a site known for promoting baseless conspiracy theories. Thanks, Kim. You really fucked this one for us.
But, okay, hang
Kim
on.
LaCapri.
It's
fuck
called
you.
Your Newswire?
Yeah.
Wonder if it's still an active site. It is. No, it's not. This is PolitiFact.
They're switching it up on you.
The website associated with fake news. Okay, but you can mark that about any website if it's just trying to cover something up. I want to know why it's like there seems to be no proof either way. I mean, the guy could have been full of shit, but like we don't have evidence as to why it was fake or why it was true.
Yeah.
And if it was fake, why is it scrubbed so hard?
I think anything that comes to a he said, she said, more often than not gets brushed under the rug. Is like, okay, well, that's just bullshit. Like, we need to see receipts in today's day and age.
Okay, so I went to the Wayback Machine, by the way, too, to Newsbreak to try and find either of these stories. There's no screenshots of either of these stories on Newsbreak. They're written by two different people. I think it's interesting that the story says from 2017, right? The story was published yesterday, the one I'm looking at, and it very much could be someone rehashing the story. I just think it's weird that we can't find any other reference to it.
Yeah.
It's by two different fucking authors, too. So it's not like one dude came in here and was like, oh, the moon landing story, and I'll put the Princess Diana story out there.
Right.
I don't know, man. It seems like...
It's a weird thing to... Because at first my thought was, well, this guy's just faking the confession. Because that's a thing that people do.
Yeah.
And that's a weird thing that people do, I think.
Yeah.
To fake a kill confession on a deathbed.
Right.
Like, you're just lying. Why would you lie to so many people like that?
By the way, real quick, because I don't think we talked about this. It came out that OJ made his kids sign NDAs in the hospital.
That's sick.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Cool. Very good. See, that's what guilty people do on their deathbed. They don't confess.
Well, yeah, I mean, he did kill Nicole Brown, so...
I mean, he did have ketchup on his feet.
Yeah, he was a ketchup foot for sure.
But no, I just... Because that's the thing, is you can find fake confessions for a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
You can find it about JFK, and you can find it about John Lennon and all these other fucking people.
Right.
This person was the real person that killed Tupac, right?
Right.
But the thing is, you can still find those. It's weird that this was scrubbed, and even like trying to find a reference article for it, all I could find is two articles saying, nah, this article is fake.
Right.
Well, show me the article that was fake then. Let me read through the fake article.
Right.
It's weird that that's gone. I want to go back to the astronaut one, though, too, because it's very interesting to me that I can find all of the first article from 2008 of a scientist saying that we weren't alone on the moon.
Yeah.
That they saw something and were told not to report on it.
Yeah, why can they take the new stuff down, but they can't take this down?
Right. Maybe it just didn't get enough traction, but I feel like if... And again, I guess that goes to scrubbing a story offline. If no one sees this after... 5 o'clock yesterday, 7 o'clock yesterday when I found the story.
Right.
If they got it down quick enough, I guess their idea would be, oh, well, no one's going to look up other articles about it if they don't see this, right?
Yeah.
If this is the story that broke it, they're not going to be able to reference it if it's gone.
Well, it's kind of like there was some country music artist, I can't remember who.
Probably Garth
but,
Brooks. He hid the bodies.
Yeah. Where are the bodies, Garth?
Where are they, Garth?
Yeah.
Listen.
Where are the bodies, Garth?
Like Google Images had taken pictures of like the whole landscape and happened to pass by this country music artist's house. It was a woman. I can't remember. But she went and sued them to get her house off of that website because she didn't want people to see it.
You can ask Google. They'll take you off Google Maps.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They'll mosaic blur your house.
The problem is she created more of a attraction to her house on the website, and it got more downloads than it ever would have if she would have just
I
left
do
it
remember
there.
the story, yeah.
So maybe it's something like that. They don't want to take it down, or
They did take it down, though.
well, the one from 2008.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I feel like it might be a case of the one from 2008 came out because there's a bunch of articles. It's not just one.
Yeah.
You can find the information about the scientist from NASA who says they found something on the moon in 2008.
Yeah.
And I feel like it might be a thing of, well, in 2008 it was definitely more of a conspiracy. Like more people definitely were going, okay, yeah, buddy, they were, yeah, sure,
right.
something was up on the moon.
Right.
Cool, man.
Whereas now it's kind of like.
Whereas now more people are being like, oh, so another guy, and there's evidence from before, and we're kind of sus of NASA already. I feel like that might be a factor at play too. I'm just saying. I know we've talked about the moon landing before.
Yeah.
And this goes against my theory that we didn't land on the moon because he's saying we found something there.
Right.
I just think it's odd. All of the coincidences with NASA. They taped over the footage of the moon landing.
Right.
We don't have that anymore. It doesn't exist. Which is fun. Was it Buzz Aldrin that fucking punched the guy when he told him the moon landing was fake?
He punched the denier.
Yeah.
The moon landing denier.
Didn't say anything, just fucking punched the guy.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Now we got two different scientists that are saying, no, we were there and there's a reason we don't want to go back. Something else was there.
NASA's gonna Boeing them.
Dude, NASA might just Boeing the show one day.
Yeah.
And also they launched fucking 3 missiles during the eclipse, and we still haven't heard about that.
Yeah, NASA's sketchy. NASA
How's
definitely.
CERN doing?
CERN's chilling. They're just hanging
We'll
out.
see when the next batch of Mandela effects rolls out how CERN's doing.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for
They're
them.
creating. They're coming up with all the new Mandelas.
I've heard that
They're
everybody's
planning 'em
phone,
out.
Yeah.
I've heard everybody's phone's been acting up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At least everybody I talk to has been saying something about their connection or just
CERN's
general
fucking with the Wi-Fi.
I mean, my connection was bad like that week.
I didn't have.
But didn't they give a warning about that? Because like the 5G storm?
I didn't have any like
Look over
phone
here.
problems.
CERN's doing this.
Yeah.
No, I mean we talked about it when we talked about it during the day of the eclipse. I
Yeah.
mean there was definitely a lot of shit that was actually going. I think it was a distraction.
Right.
10 out of 10.
Right.
I mean that wasn't a man-made distraction, but they definitely took advantage of the circumstance to be like, SpaceX launched a fucking rocket. NASA launched 3 rockets that were named after Egyptian god. They tried to do another distraction with the whole. Well, this path of totality travels through 8 cities named Salem and 6 cities named Revelation or whatever it is. Like. That was definitely a big distraction.
Yeah.
Like there was and then CERN reactivated. There was definitely a lot of things that we should have been focused on that we weren't as a society.
Right.
And I just think NASA's been fucking sus for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't trust NASA.
I don't trust NASA either. Ever since Interstellar. Never been able to
Ever since they
trust
did what they did to my boy Matthew
Yeah,
McConaughey.
you could never trust them. He was an honest farmer, all right?
Yeah,
he should have stayed with Murph.
Listen, let's be honest. The Martian was better.
Yeah, I disagree strongly, but
I also
okay.
disagree
Oh,
strongly.
come on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Um,
There's a rover.
Yeah.
He
He played the
poops.
same. He played the same
He
role
poops.
in both movies.
It's the same fucking movie.
Lost guy on a lost planet. Let's go find him. The end.
They came out like a year apart too, didn't they? Like they were
Yeah.
really close.
Yeah, that's one of those cases of like the movies that have the really similar plots and they come out around the
Yeah.
same time. I forget what there's a name for that, but
Was it like District 9 came out like right around Battle Los Angeles?
yeah, Ants and Bugs Life.
That's
and-
right.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing that Hollywood does, where like
Divergent, Hunger Games.
an
I forgot
idea
about Divergent.
comes across one studio's desk, and then they're like, maybe, and then float it to another studio, and then the other studio greenlights it, and they're like, oh well, if
And now
they're-
it's a race.
yeah, now if they're greenlighting it, then we should greenlight it too. And it's interesting.
I bet that guy gets paid a lot of money.
The green light guy.
The guy who left the other studio now.
Hey, we're gonna do this movie. Just so you guys know, you should do the same movie.
Yeah.
That idea that you passed to us, we're gonna do it. You guys do
someone
it
else
now.
picked it up.
Yeah.
Just saying, I feel like that guy makes a lot of money. Probably works in NASA CGI department.
How does NASA make money?
Movie whistleblower.
How does NASA make money?
Do people just donate
Government?
to NASA?
I mean, it's a government program, right?
Oh yeah, okay. So then, like, what taxes?
Probably.
We just pay NASA? Are you kidding me? Are you
Those
fucking
are
kidding
our
me with this
We
shit?
need Jake Underwood on here to tell us where our taxes go to and how
Are you
much
kidding
NASA's
me?
getting. I'd like to exclude NASA from my taxes every year, please.
I'm paying taxes for them to record over the fucking moon landing.
I'm sitting here paying your salary, and you can't even keep a VHS tape of the moon
They're
landing.
just twiddling their fucking thumbs over there.
Over here making fucking space ice cream. Okay, guy. Yeah,
You're a space company? Why are you on Earth?
they probably got
Idiot.
they
Go
prob-
up to space.
they probably got funded by Tang. That's what the astronauts drink after
yeah,
all.
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Tang went under, didn't it?
I just learned about Tang.
Tang still exists. You can get it.
I just learned about it. I was watching Unwrapped
Yeah,
with Mark Summers.
with Tang.
With Mark Summers. Also from Double Dare.
Yes,
Mark Summers.
yes. I know who Mark Summers is. Why are you looking at me like it's a big deal?
He was telling me about Tang, and I was enjoying it.
And I learned about Tang from Mark Summers a long time ago.
Unwrapped is a great show. Every intro and outro has like candy stop motion
Yeah.
wrapping and unwrapping. It's cool. I
So-
like it.
That's why it's called Unwrapped.
Yeah, it's a fun 90s, early 2000s food show.
That's why they got Mark Summers there. He's a fun 2000s guy.
Marketed more towards a younger audience, perhaps.
Is it?
Maybe. It seems like it. It seems like it's meant for more
You
young
feel
people.
like you're too old for that show?
No, it just seems like you wouldn't be a 30-year-old watching Unwrapped by yourself.
All the
I would
30-year-olds,
be.
all the 30-year-olds watching Unwrapped, 216-859-8699.
It just seems like it was more geared towards children.
Just like NASA.
Mark Summers was there. He's like, hey, you guys remember me from Double Dare? Now we're talking about food. How's Hawaiian Punch made? I don't know.
When did Unwrapped come out?
I want to say, like, because it was during Double Dare. Like, he was
Oh,
doing-
was it?
he
Was it during it?
I didn't know that. I thought he did Double Dare and then he did Unwrapped.
I thought it was significantly after
So NASA gets its money from
Double Dare
the annual
from Mark Summers.
federal budget passed by the United States Congress.
So we are paying their
So
salaries.
NASA's budget is funded from the remaining amount of discretionary spending, which is 30% of all U.S. government spending.
So Unwrapped definitely started in 2001. It wasn't a 90s show.
I don't want my money going to NASA.
I don't want my money going to NASA either.
How do I opt out?
That's the thing. We can't. We have to pay taxes to these people.
Why?
Death and taxes. Apparently, those
Who
are the two
said?
things.
I'll
And Mark Summers.
I'll do one of those two things, and I'll let you figure out which.
Death
Because legally,
taxes.
I can't say.
Death, taxes, and Mark Summers. The only things that are promised to us in life.
At least twice, Mark Summers has promised to us.
I love Mark Summers. He's a joyous.
What has he done? What has he done? What's he done for me lately?
Unwrapped.
It's
All right.
not still happening, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so what has he done for me lately?
Nothing. But I'm okay. He already made his contribution to
He
society.
wasn't even on Quiet on the Set.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
I think he was in the first episode.
Was Mark Summers on Quiet on the Set?
I
Oh,
don't think
great.
so.
And you look, who's this guy? This is Mark Summers.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Oh, Carlton?
Carlton now does Unwrapped, and it's called Unwrapped 2.0.
He does that and AFV.
That's fucked up,
They
honestly.
got rid of my boy Tom Bergeron for this guy, and now they're getting rid of Double Dare Boy.
What else did Mark Summers do? Is my big question.
I feel like Mark Summers, he was.
What was he on?
No, he was definitely in fucking Quiet on the Set, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
As soon as I saw old Mark Summers, I'm like, no, that tracks. He was there.
He was in the first, at least in the first episode.
Yeah, he was. He did a bunch of Double Dares. There's like 9 different versions of Double Dare.
I'm pretty sure he only did Double Dare and Unwrapped. Those are the only two
What
things
is
that are.
rewrapped?
I don't know.
They put it back in their
Oh, God.
packages.
The guy from NSYNC is there.
I don't know what any of these other shows are. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro,
The Big Help.
and they're all Food Network shows.
This dude really had hosted a game show on Nickelodeon and then went straight to the Food Network.
I think it's interesting, like, once you get a successful Food Network show, you're just invited to be a guest host on every other Food Network
food show, yeah.
They're just like a credible food name. It's
Also,
like,
is-
no, I just talked about how they made snacks for 10 years.
Hang on, is Guy Fieri even a chef?
I think he probably was at one point. I think all of these people
I don't
started
know,
off as look at like who was the guy that was cool at the Anthony Bourdain was a chef.
Okay.
And then he just got a show and became a show host.
Here's my thing, because there's some kind of it's been going on for a while now. There's some kind of show where the judges are like Gordon Ramsay and Guy Fieri and some other third guy.
Yeah.
How are Gordon Ramsay and Guy Fieri at all on this? Gordon Ramsay, this fucking 9-star Michelin chef who owns all these restaurants and has all these hit shows. Guy Fieri was going to food trucks and be like, damn, I like that chili.
I love that chili dog, man. That's real good.
Like, I don't think this guy knows about food. He just likes to eat. I don't think that the dude hosted Minute to Win It. Like, he's just a host. I don't think he's a chef.
Have you been to Flavortown?
Again, I think you have a successful show on Food Network.
I'm just saying, you think Gordon Ramsay walked in the first day shooting is like, this is my co-host, fucking Guy Fieri?
Yeah, imagine being a contestant and you're like, you've gone to cooking school all your life and you're finally, and it's just Guy Fieri and he's like, man, created this like really elegant looking dish. Like, man, that thing looks radical, dude. You're like, all right, fuck you, buddy.
He's wearing his flame shirt, sunglasses on. Gordon Ramsay's there in his chef coat.
I spent $15,000 on cooking school, you asshole. Compliment my damn dish.
Gordon Ramsay's like, I've never seen a more disgusting plate in my life. This is absolutely appalling. It's visually gross. Guy Fieri is like, dude, this is fucking banging.
Yeah. Where's this popcorn shrimp, man? I don't know why he turned into Kermit there.
What's this fucking? What's this popcorn shrimp and mustard? I love this. We got onions on here? Hell yeah, dude.
So Mark Summers works for NASA, confirmed.
Yeah. I would trust NASA a lot more if they were doing stuff like Double Dare.
Yeah.
I would trust NASA a lot more if they weren't taking the government money.
Hang on, did Mark Summers host the Dare show on all that? Is that why he was there?
No, Double Dare was like its own show.
I know Double Dare was, but when they did the fucking challenge show that everyone bitched about.
I don't know.
Did he host that? Is that why he was there?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna rewatch. I was gonna say Dark Side of the Ring. Right on the set.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Same vibe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch Unwrapped though. I love Unwrapped.
I really do. I've never tried to watch Gordon Ramsay and Guy Fieri interact, but now I want to. Because I'd imagine I'm gonna be upset if Gordon Ramsay's not upset with him constantly.
I've probably talked about it on air before. But the Gordon Ramsay show where he goes around to different restaurants.
Oh yeah, Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares, but he does one where he like brings a big food truck with him and he dresses in a disguise and he'll go into the restaurant in the disguise, eat a plate of food so that they don't know that it's him, and then mid-meal he takes off like the fake fat suit and beard or whatever and he's like, everybody stop eating. I'm Gordon Ramsay. I'm going to take over the restaurant. You all need to come back here in 24 hours. And he teaches all the chefs how to cook. He like changes the whole menu.
They're trying too hard now, man.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. It's called 24 hour because they do it overnight. They like rebuild the whole restaurant overnight.
See, I really liked Kitchen Nightmares. I binged all of Kitchen Nightmares.
It's so good.
And then I went back to watch Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, it's just not the same. He's not as mean to these people. And like, these guys just want to do good. These people just think they're running a decent business and they're not. I prefer Kitchen Nightmares. And then they gave him Hotel Hell. I'm like, I don't know what fucking Gordon Ramsay has to know about hotels. Like when it gets to the kitchen part of it, sure, I'll trust the guy. Yeah, he's just a picky guest up until then.
What does he know about hotels realistically?
He has one of the best restaurants in a hotel.
Oh.
Again, I trust him when it gets to the restaurant part. Up until then, he's just a picky guest. I could do that. Oh, these carpets are fucking gross. I hate this interior. Yeah, dude, I could have told you that.
I just like it when they let him be mad. I like his mad persona.
When Gordon Ramsay was on Mad TV.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a fucking crossover. Yeah. So anyway, fuck NASA. 216-859-8699. You've got a minute to win it. Good luck. If you know where I can get my hands on some lava
Don't
again,
tell him.
216-859-8699. Also, if you're in Alaska, I'm calling bull that you have 86 volcanoes. So prove me wrong. 216-859-8699. Of course, we're live every Monday right here on WSRR Radio for the Rebel Radio Show. It goes to podcast form every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Pandora, TuneIn, Google, Anchor, Amazon, iHeart, wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah.
You can listen to the Rebel Podcast, or you can go to stylesrebelradio.com. It's the homepage for all of our content, as well as WSRR Radio. Great shows there, like Shani is off air.
I'm so sweaty.
We got a new one that comes out tomorrow, as well as the Pigeonhole Beyond Bounds, 50 episodes of the Sports Avenue podcast, and a whole bunch of great content there. Also tonight, the debut of True Vault Escapades at 10 p.m. on WSRR Radio. So make sure you stay tuned to stylesrebelradio.com for all of our great programming schedules and more. Join the Discord server as well. The link is found there. And until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. To my right is Shani.
Bye, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Adios.
Peace.